format has really been like captivating my attention in the deck building side of things. As far as like serious competitive format goes, I am I don't know. Format is really swingy, but it has been very fun to deck build in. And very specifically, lately I've been seeing a lot of the blue-red Chandra Hope's Beacon deck lists, and I think that those lists are very interesting and exciting. I, to some extent, had Modern Brain, I guess, when looking at this card, and I see a 6-mana Planeswalker, and I just, it's just a 6-mana Planeswalker, surely, right? No. Chandra Hope's Beacon is really ridiculous. Everything about this card is super charged up, super powerful. This is it has a static ability for whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery turn, you get to copy it. And so, to some extent, there's a little bit of a combo here with Chandra Hope's Beacon and Light Up the Night. So one, if Light Up the Night is in your graveyard and you play Chandra with 2 extra mana, which may sound like a very difficult thing to do, but with your treasure tokens from Unexpected Windfall and Big Spore, not actually that unrealistic, and Fable and Mirrorbreaker 2, you get to go Chandra, +2, and you can deal up to 14 damage immediately by flashing back, peeling all 7 loyalty counters down with Chandra. Also, if you untap with Chandra, and you have a Light Knight in your hand, it's game over. You get to copy a giant fireball and just torch your opponent. So you have access to that. Also, copying Unexpected Windfall and Big Score, it turns into 4 mana, make 4 treasure tokens, discard a card, draw 4. Copying the other like little cheap removal spells also fine, but but Chandra, like, not only with the ability to copy things, like the ability to dig for your creativity, dig for your Light of the Night with the +1, just come down and deal X damage to 2 targets. So you can come down and kill a creature and dome your opponent for a lot. It just does so much. Chandra is just like such a ridiculous card. And so kind of like looking at the like Chandra shells, I kind of realized that like they also fit really well with creativity, since like you already want to be playing some amount of Big Score, Unexpected Windfall to ramp into Chandra and to copy with Chandra. I think it just makes so much sense to also play a creativity package with this engine, and you get to creativity into... I think Atraxa for this deck is the best target, where you're not really going to be able to fit the Gear Hulk and the Magma Opuses in, and Atraxa, like... One very cool thing is if Atraxa hits your opponent once, they go to 14, and then that's going to be lethal with Chandra plus Light of the Night flashback, so that's kind of an interesting combination there. And then Atraxa, I think, is also pretty well positioned at the moment because she's a 7/7 Vigilance Lifelinker, which can help you stabilize against the Convoke deck. And part of the reason why I'm interested in playing specifically this version over like a blue-red variant, a blue-red creativity deck, is when you're mono-red, you get access to Dwarven Mine. And Dwarven Mine gives you a lot more turn 4 creativities, or like interaction, turn 4 creativity. And turn 4 creativity, put Atraxa into play, is a really good way to stabilize and beat Convoke. And we're also like meeting Atraxa's requirements really well, where we have a good split of sorceries, instants, enchantments, planeswalkers, and you can actually cast other copies of Atraxa in this deck. It's very funny to be able to hard cast Atraxa, a card that is green, white, blue, black in a mono red deck, but with all your Big Scores, Unexpected Windfalls, and Chandra also makes colored mana. Atraxa I found to be pretty castable. Sideboard still, maybe kind of early. It's gone through a few iterations at this point, but I did find that Chandra Awakened Inferno, Banefire, nice against like the blue-red matchup, the blue-white matchup to get through their counter spells. Some matchups I think you want to side into Xenagos, Worldspine Wurm against like Lotus Field and Mono Green, Roast for Shieldred, Cinderclasm for the Convoke deck, and Humans. So let's get going. This deck's been very fun in playtesting too. We have the 20 and keep this one. Putting back the Atraxa, I guess. Did I like the Succession finale? I don't know. I'm still kind of digesting. I feel like maybe I overhyped it a little bit. Alright, let's draw a removal spell. Damn, game over. Bone Car with the Twitch Prime, patch the 4 months. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Well, let's see what we draw. The Creativity would be really nice. Volcanic Spite is also very nice. I'm going to go ahead and dome the Llanowar Elves. Maybe a turn too slow. Put back Sokenzan. I'm playing one of these Chandra Acolyte of Flames. It's cool that it flashes back Creativity. Maybe a little bit underpowered, although I'm a little bit nostalgic for this card. It's one of the first cards I ever streamed with, actually. Do you still do paid deck techs? Yeah, still do paid deck techs. You can type !deck tech in the chat, get a little bit of info. Poly K. Blue-Green pretty good card in the Creativity deck right now. So maybe always. I think we're going to be unexpectedly windfalling. Probably discarding Fable. Fable, I think, is at its worst against mono green. At least that's been my experience. Okay, so they have a second Nykthos. 5 mana. They can untap, go up to 7. Yeah, please no succession spoilers in the chat, y'all. I didn't think that this needed to be said, but the episode came out last night. They get an Old Growth Troll, which they cannot play and then activate Nykthos. Tarn, turning off my treasure token's pretty tough. Really wish we had drawn our Time Walk a turn sooner. I think we're going to game. Ulysses, the deck tech, you post a link in chat. I'm happy to take a look. Against mono red, I do think you want to swap the Atraxas for the Xenagos Worldspine Wurm package, which I think is, you know, historically very good against them. I'm also thinking that Pelukrinos makes you want to play, like, at least the first roast. And I think I'm going to go ahead and play the second roast over Chandra Acolyte of Flame. And then I think you could play one Cinderclasm. But the thing is, like, especially on the play, at least, you basically never get a 2-for-1 because you always just kill the first elf with this. So maybe you actually want the first Cinderclasm on the draw to kill multiple elves. Winter Night to give it the 3 months. And not to Opus Pioneer. Okay, let me, Well, I like that we have the spites to get the worms back. Let's keep this. A little bit of a speculative keep, but I like that the spites get to cycle us a little bit if they've got elves. Okay. I always like, these, like, 3-color mana bases always look so tough to me. I will say I'm a little bit higher on, Divide by 0 than I have been, but I've also been playing a lot of decks with high mana values, so maybe that was kind of always inevitable. To me, it seems like your mana curve is really, really high, and it seems like maybe your mana is not very good. I would kind of prefer to not play Wandering Emperor, just to have no double white cards in the deck. I think you would generate for 3 months. No Alpine Moon for Nykthos? No, I don't recommend. Alpine Moon is for Lotus Field. I don't typically recommend bringing an Alpine Moon for Mist for Lotus. It could be, or Nykthos, it could be good. It could be better than I think, but at the very least, it hasn't been something that I've liked in the past. Okay, I feel like you have to get the Goldspan Dragons and the Bone Crushers out of here. The Sublime Epiphany probably also needs to go. And I think that your curve is too high, and so you need to compensate for the fact that you're a deck with 4 Torrential Gearhulk and 4 Magma Opus by, like, lowering this curve as much as you possibly can. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to entail. Sure wish I drew some actions. Well, you can still draw Creativity, right? So, like, this probably entails playing the 4th Make the Spear in the main deck, playing Fiery Impulse maybe over a Brave, 4 Fiery Impulse in the main. Not main decking the Negate could be interesting. Wow, well, I like that we can kill all these. Weird game. I don't know. An Elf Slaughter. Okay, there's an Old Growth Troll. I think I'm just gonna main phase Big Score, discard the Mountain. Okay, and then there's our Creativities to throw a Worldspine Wurm at them next turn if we don't draw Xenagos or Wurm now. Weird game. Okay. So we should be going to game 3 in a second. I think I do want the first Cinderclasm on the draw. It's going to probably cut the 4th Fable. I think just 1. Do y'all bring in Alpine Moon against Nykthos? It's something like I feel like I've been wanting to test for the longest time. Like Alpine Moon against Nykthos. But I also feel like you can like get really tricked into it. I think it's a trap. I'm really not sure. I'm also kind of inclined to cut the Bone Crusher Giants here. Let's see. I would play the full playset of Hallowed Fountains over any of the Hinge Gate pathways. Same thing with like Sacred Foundry over. Like I would max out on Shocklands before playing the other more conditional lands, which maybe not 100% correct, but that's what my instinct is at least telling me to do. Okay, let's put back to Chandra. It could be actually okay to keep it over one of the 2 mana removal spells. I think the implementation of Polukranos makes me want to keep the roast. Although no 1 mana removal spell against the elf feels bad. Maybe we'll draw. Maybe we'll go elf. We'll draw our 1 damage spell. They do have the turn 2 Polukranos, which I may want to just kill an elf turn 1 here. Slow them down a bit. Put back a mountain. I don't like it because it caused me wear Mulligan Sinjin and punished by elf draws. Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit suboptimal. I also think if you're playing 3 divided by 0, you probably just play 4, since like you're you gotta get better use out of these sideboard slots. But I don't know. I also kind of feel like I maybe should have said this earlier, but to some extent the Hinata decks seem like they just are a little bit worse than like the Gearhulk creativity decks, and I don't know that I can really, in good faith, recommend these variants, if that makes sense. Just play second Besage You, Spike. Alright, let's see what we draw. Okay, perfect. So now we just need to find a land in our top 3 and also not not draw one of our creativity targets to kill him next turn. Thrilling with the 5-pack. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Gotta give some from Thrilling. Make sure to thank him. Big score, discard Light at the Night. We did draw a land, and we did not draw a creativity target. Cool. 1-0. Is Chandra for the grindy matchups? Yesterday, just on the back of having Chandra. My opponent has revealed Zerda. My opponent, red alert, my opponent has revealed Zerda. What the hell does that mean? They're on a mulligan to 6 on the play. Zerda. It's Rona. So Rona with no Jeskai Ascendancy. I don't think I've played against it once. Yeah, no Saga in their deck. What reasons do you think I'd play some normal card TV? So I think you could. So one thing, I think Chandra, if it's really well in specifically Atraxa creativity. So I think if you are in Atraxa creativity main or whatever, this is maybe just something that's like good to do. Like play Chandra in that shell, and I think it'll fit really well. And I was kind of messing with that list. I couldn't really find a 75 I was loving, but we may still mess around with that too. That being said. This is the reason to play mono red is the Dwarven Mines, where Dwarven Mine, like, I think gives you a much better chance against the Convoke deck specifically, where it's so much easier to go removal spell on like the first 3 turns into turn 4 creativity into an Atraxa, which is, you know, big lifelinker, which is something that is again very good against the Boros Convoke deck, and while also being like just like a full turn faster than like Izzet usually creativities. I feel like Izzet is usually like a turn 5 creativity deck, and being able to get the turn 4 Atraxa into play, I feel like is gonna give you more wins against them. Is my thinking at least. So I can flip the Jace here. Might Sokenzan and kill Tyvar. Let's see what we draw. Waiting a turn to creativity until I can give it like either X equals 2 to play around push or potentially haste the Atraxa seems interesting. Our big scored Unexpected Windfall, the same card. In a mono red deck, yeah. Some mono decks play 0 basics, that's good to know. Been testing and changing the Pioneer control. I tried to make the deck play lockdown without it hurting too much. Yeah, I don't think there's any way you can. You have way too many, like you know, you have to cut like the portable holes and the ossifications. Yeah, I ended up making a lot of changes. I don't, you can't play lockdown in this build, I think. I could also just YOLO creativity here. My opponent is playing Fatal Push. I think it's like just a good amount safer to Sokenzan. Kill the Tyvar. I guess we just send, well, yeah, we'll send both at the Tyvar. Stop them from killing me with Rona immediately. Didn't you consider fetch lands to take mine needed mounted otherwise? There's a really good reason why I'm not playing fetch lands in this deck. There's a really good reason. And you want to guess what it is, or I can tell you if you'd prefer. I do have a really good reason why, I promise. Illness in the ranks, dang. Wow. Okay, Defiance, that's fine. Send it over. Oh, maybe I should have played Fable. I don't know. It's maybe better to keep the treasure tokens. Veils 3 months. Yeah, they granted for illness in the ranks. I've tried to. Oh, this is modern. I think there's a really good chance you're not supposed to be playing Chromatic Lantern unless there's some weird combo. The title of this deck is Latticed. So you're a Cabal Coffers, Mike and Sith Lattice, Urza Saga deck. I really dislike playing Cabal Coffers with Urza Saga and Mike and Sith Gardens. I think that there's both those cards are very bad with Cabal Coffers because they put you down a land, and you need to be having as many lands as possible for Coffers to start, like, doing anything for you. You know what I mean? Like, Coffers just doesn't do anything until you have, like, 4 or 5 lands in play. And so to play Urza Saga and Mike and Sith Gardens, which put you down a land, I really dislike it. I also don't know why you're playing 4 Shielders Edicts in a deck and over, like, any number of Fatal Push, or, like, having, I don't know. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, you have 3 power conduits when it only works with Urza Saga. Skeleton Shard doesn't look to be playable at all. Like, with Peace and Love, the deck is a mess. This deck is a mess. The Chromatic Lantern doesn't make any sense. It would be, you know, doesn't make any sense. Did I not have 2 creativities? Hold on. Oh, they flashback the Duress with the Jace, of course, sorry. I was like, where did that creativity go? Alright, so let's just go... I could do my put at 14 damage here with Light Up the Night. Let's see. Actually, if I plus this turn up to 7 and then I go up to 9, yeah, I have lethal next turn if I plus. So I think I'm gonna leave their Jace around for a turn and just go Fable and still have the Fire Impulse up. And then next turn we'll just go remove 9 counters, deal 18 with Chandra. Yeah, I can't kill with Chandra this turn, but I'm pretty close. So I don't know, but Peace and Love, honestly, I don't do this with deck decks very much. This whole idea, it doesn't work. It does not work. You can't play Saga. Like, the Cabal Coffers doesn't make any sense. Your curve is, like, too low to even, like, want the payoff. I would move off the Coffers completely. Maybe you would need to be playing, like, 4 Ensnaring Bridge in this deck for sure over, like, the Lanterns or the Shards. You can't play 4 Power Conduits with only the Sagas, I think, or at the very least, I think it's a little bit too much, but, this is maybe an abandoned ship deck idea. Yeah, I love Light Up the Night Diva. Or Light Up the Night is great. Chandra doesn't need a counterspell on the copy. No, I tested it yesterday. If you remove all the counters, Chandra still triggers. Yeah, I think Chandra's great, Manison. I think the blue-red lists are really good too. I do think that this build, the turn 4 creativities have definitely been really nice, but there's a good chance that Izzet builds are going to be better. Do I play Temur Rec or Escape Shift now in Modern? I mean, I would probably play Reclamation, but I'd say they're about the same. This list should have a Giganta. Should it? Should it? I feel like we got like a lot of cards that mean no Giganta. I bumped into the Angels deck. Basically none. No. Oh, the Lattice list. Yeah, sure. Lockdown has won me way more games than losing because I have portable horrification to play. In my opinion, you cannot play 4 portable hull, 4 ossification, 4 lockdown in the same main deck. I don't think it's a good deck building. I just don't think it's correct, especially when like Doomscar I've been really liking as a turn 3 sweeper against Convoke that also kills their 4/4s. Like I've been loving Doomscar so far. David, 15 months, thank you. I did a deck tech a few days ago. My win rate went up after your suggestions. Well, thank you. Alright, Yarvis deep in the tank here. Is Chandra something for Modern 2? I don't know. 6 mana value cards have a much harder time in Modern than Pioneer. The card is like really crazy though. The card is really crazy. Smith of 22, thank you. Opponent is dead next turn to the Light Up the Night. Chandra did well in Pioneer Lotus Field last weekend. Yeah, I played against Lotus Field with Chandra over the weekend. She did also seem good there, I agree. I don't know how much she changes the deck realistically, but she just seems solid. Plasma Hero seems like a cool mana fixer here. Alright, there's Arona. Yeah, so we are just going to take our draw. Another Light Up the Night. I think I'll keep both these in my hand, and then we're going to make the mana. And just start off by doming my opponent for 18 and see if they can do anything about it. This combination is very powerful. Chandra plus Light Up the Night. So up against Rona combo. Is Tybalt's Trickery Stone Coil still good in Pioneer? I don't know that it was ever good. I think I had a really, really hot run with it. Alright, let's go and bring in, against an opposing combo deck, let's bring in the Xenagos Wurm plan, I think. Like 1 roast, just one more removal spell. Yeah, it is weird to me that you can peel the last counter and copy. I don't really know why. I wasn't sure how it worked, and I play tested it off stream, and it did work. Okay, we do have Volcanic Spite for the Xenagos. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe a judge in chat can explain. I'm too smooth brain. Yeah, a few people have already asked where fetch lands. Where fetch lands. Blazing Volley could be a good Convoke tool, yeah. Wait, you have 2 Worms plus Xenagos? Thanks to the Bitter Reunion. Probably not playing creatures into my removal super aggressively. Just keep against Thoughtsy's deck. I never do this on regular creativity. I don't know, it's like, if they take the Xenagos, I still could just creativity for 1 and put Wurm into play, and also, like you maybe saw last game, we're just not that bad at winning the game with Chandra, and I think with, like, Chandra being, like, such a good win con, it's easier to keep hands like this, right? Is Chandra broken in the deck, or is it Fable creativity? Chandra's a really broken card. Chandra is really, really, really strong. Do the Dwarven Mines work well in Pioneer? Dwarven Mine in mono red is pretty good. Obviously, it comes at the cost of like not playing other utility lands. But what I like about Dwarven Mine is that, like, against Convoke specifically, it gives you more turn 4 creativities, and like turn 4 creativity into Atraxa, very good against them. And that's like specifically why I want to be on it over other plans. Yeah, Fable also busted. Creativity also busted. This deck's got a lot of really powerful plans. If you cut 1 Bitter Union for 1 Torch of Defiance, I mean, I would play another, like, big score over Torch of Defiance in this deck. They also ramp into 4 mana Chandra, but they're also, like, just, like, way less fragile. These Fae of Wishes, I'm a little dubious on them. Convoke kind of busted this weekend. Unless you think that guy's worth respecting. Of course, if you're not respecting Convoke, like you're fucking up a little bit. But like you also don't need to like go too crazy on it. It reveals Karn the Great Creator. A Karn the Great Creator as a Fae of Wishes target. What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen that. Alright, I'm just gonna put a worm into play, I guess. What was I saying? I got totally sidetracked. That's actually kind of stock. What does it do? What's the idea? Why? I don't get it. Like wishboard for a wishboard, so slow. Like get like what? Like Mox Amber? Just like the static? I don't. It plays no cards main as one sideboard with a small card and sideboard package. It's so weird to me. Just like it's so slow. But maybe it's good against something. I like 3-minute Chandra. I think the first copy's fine. I'd probably want to play 2 any more than that. Karn gets you Mox into Aether Flux Reservoir. Okay. Hear that. It could be good to hardcast Xenagos this turn, but we'll just do it this turn. And Jarvis knows I have it, so I don't know why I said Jarvis. So this should be good to go. Okay, we're 2-0. This brew is pretty sweet. Again, the blue-red version of this deck I did consider Chandra Dress to Kill. It's a card I typically like, but I also like Chandra Dress to Kill a lot more when it's like higher on the mana curve, like it's towards the top of your curve. I think it's a lot worse when you have like these 6s in your deck and activities where you can't cast them, if that makes sense. That kind of stuff. Okay, let's keep this. Up against a Giganta deck. Could be Sacrifice. I'm going to put back, I think, second Volcanic Spite. Okay, so it's just Convoke. I feel like I'm still not very used to Convoke being Giganta, because I think Burning Tree is like so nuts, but a lot of people seem to be playing it. Hopefully, if we drawing a mountain would honestly be so big next turn, so we can just try to like cycle into one more mountain and then Dwarven Mine on turn 4. Missing on a mountain this turn would be pretty bad, but not the end of the world. No 2-drop, we'll take that. We'll fucking take that. Also, just another Dwarven Mine. Oh, they have the flash one, right? This card. This card I also think is a little bit worse than the sorcery that makes a white 1/1 and a red 1/1. You get that one's a bit more aggressive. I don't think you get really almost any value from this card having flash, you know. All right, let's Volcanic Spite here. Land. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Forbidden Friendship. Obviously, like they're not playing Burning Tree, so, but like even like what is the advantage of Resolute's Reinforcements over that card? I'm not sure there really is one. Astralis Dwarven Mine by a lot. We'll take any land for sure. I've been impressed by the flash. It messes with people's interactions. Secret turn 1/3. Maybe. Wait, my opponent only got a Thraben Inspector. I don't think I've ever seen that big a brick. We're gonna take a big hit here though. It's a hit off the Knight Errant. Okay, that's a reason. Yeah, that makes more sense. So we're not dead if they Shepherd Dunes, are we? Shepherd Dunes seems like a good addition to this stack. Also, Stubborn Sindri online. It's 9 plus 6. I'm down to 3. Fire Impulse, definitely a nice pickup. I could go Chandra and kill 4 things. I can go Chandra, kill -4, kill here, cast Fire Impulse, kill here. Atraxa is almost definitely better, but just kind of thinking out loud. Alright, so I'll pick up an Atraxa. Atraxa's like weirdly castable in this deck. Atraxa, Chandra, Reunion, Dwarven Mine, Unexpected Windfall, Light Up the Night. Casual 6 cards. And then I can go Light Up the Night, a Resolute's Reinforcements for 1, and then go ahead and just main phase the Impulse so we don't have to discard and also be a little bit better against Convoke. Draw card. Not double creativity. My only hits are Atraxa, so I think it's better to be able to go Atraxa into double removal spell rather than draw more. 6 cards is enough cards for me here, you know. We're also gonna bring in the Cinderclasms and the roasts. Roast killing the 4/4s are pretty important. I'm gonna cut the Chandras. With this Chandra for sure, I'm gonna go down on 6 mana Chandra, down to 2 or 3. I also think that Fable is kind of awkward in this matchup. Although maybe we cut the Bitter Reunions. Either trim 4th Fable, 3rd one of these. I'm gonna trim the 4th Fable. This Chandra also, like you saw. No, let me trim a Unexpected Windfall instead. You can definitely get away with 4 Cataracts, 4 Wildfire. Makes Atraxa easy to cast while not digging too far into Dwarven Mine. Maybe. I think that, you know, Cleansing Wildfire is not that good when you only have 4 lands to target with it. Like, I feel like 6 is a better number. It is a good point that Cataracts helps you cast Atraxa, although Atraxa is honestly not that hard to cast in the deck. Is there a reason you're playing Roast Over Fry? Shieldred. Shieldred. The main reason you want Roast in the deck. Opinion on this Elemental deck in Modern. It's good. It's also, you know, the Elementals decks are very good against... Elemental decks are very good against other non-linear matchups. They are just like, they're there to outgrind the grindy decks, and they're softer to linear matchups. That's kind of like what their role in the metagame has always been. Hopefully this Cinderclasm is not too slow. I've definitely had some of these be a little too slow. Alright, don't think I need to do anything right now. I can respawn and kill a creature before they ever get up to 5. Then I can take 1 as like a little bit of a precaution if my opponent plays more 1 toughness creatures in the turn or on their turn. I mean, this is really what the Convoke deck is like, though. It is just it honestly feels like it has draws that you can't beat, or it has draws that you can't lose to. Has been my experience playing against the Convoke deck. It has, and with it a little bit, but it has draws that you can't beat, and it has draws you can't lose to. Obviously, you know, Sideboard card here helps a lot. Yeah, that doesn't mulligan super well, and has to mulligan a lot of hands. Alright, 3-0, let's fucking go. Deck, so probably a Fires deck. Let's go to mulligan the 1-lander on the play. Got a 3 of a kind. Happy enough to discard one of these to Bitter Reunion. Alright, happy to find Dwarven Mine too. Ufta with the 2-pack. Thank you for the gifted subs. Hope you're doing well today. A gifted sub from Ufta, make sure to thank him. Havoc with the 20 months, thank you. It's a lot of Chandras, although got a lot of Chandras in the deck. Wish we had a Windfall. Ooh, it's maybe good to Volcanic Spite my own token there to counter the Bone Crusher. And also, like, my getting to loot here is pretty appealing. I did beat Fires in my testing yesterday, although... It could be honestly correct here to just dome my opponent for 4. Because then I'm getting them down to 14, which is like exactly lethal if I can go Chandra plus Light of the Night all in 1 turn, which is like a little less likely. Seems like their draw's not very good, though. They're not using their mana to Karuga, though, so maybe they have Shark Typhoon. Hard to say. They probably don't have a lot of removal for Chandra. Let's just go ahead and just jam it. Jam it plus it kill them next turn if they don't have a Typhoon or another answer to this. Could also maybe +1 is good, but I also feel like yeah, maybe because I have the other Light of the Night, just a +1 is good. How's Light of Night? Light of Night's insane. That we literally have them dead next turn with the one in the graveyard. Right now, to me, it feels like I'm very unlikely to play a Chandra deck without Light of the Night in my build. And here is my opponent's also like they're pausing, they're waiting a long time. I'm thinking I'm gonna wait on this Chandra till I draw another land. And then we can maybe play around. I don't know what life gain they can have. Maybe Kenrith. Just deal them 6. So now land is lethal, and obviously with them having fires in play, they can't answer my Chandra. Are there many extra turn spells with Pioneer? There's a bunch of 6 mana ones that exile themselves. Classic tapping mana with fires in play. Maybe they're gonna Karuga. Okay, they do Karuga. Do they have a land? They've been missing their 5th land. Okay, so I drew a big score, which means I have lethal next turn. Let me go to just big score now. Why am I waiting? They can't cast on our turn. I'm 1 mana short. I'm 1 mana short of killing them. It costs it's 8 mana to go Chandra plus 2 make 2 mana, 4 mana flashback light up the night. And they have ley lines, so they can kill my Chandra on their turn. But if I wait until I do it all in one shot because of their fires, they won't be able to do anything, right? Okay, that doesn't stop me. Although imagine Karuga here. Karuga draw 1,000 cards. They maybe could find Odawara. Draws 10 cards. Holy shit. Although, I may be able to go... If you let it out for all loyalty, does it copy? Yes, it does. Let's see, I have 8, 10 mana. So if they bounce my Chandra, I can respond and play it again, but then I don't have enough mana to also light up the night. And I'm also 1 loyalty short of just, like, doming them right now. So I guess it makes sense to just +1, because I have +2... Yeah, I'm 1 short. Okay, then they didn't respond with it, so we should be good to go here. Fireball, baby. That's when they're dead. Yeah, I'm just thinking about Odawara. Because they drew 10 cards, they're pretty likely to have it. Could the combination of Chandra Light Up be played in Mono Red Fires or Chandra Tribal regular deck? I don't know that this Chandra plays very well with Fires. Maybe it does. I did like the old Mono Red Fires deck. We could try it at some point. I feel like, to me, I feel like she fits really well in the Creativity shell. So I probably want the Roast for Omnath. Doesn't kill their Atraxas. These Volcanic Spites and Fire Impulses are pretty bad, though. I don't know if I'm... Oh, I need to get the Atraxas out, and then in Chandras, in Banefires. Play like 1 Volcanic Spite. I got a listing queue. Did you give 2 or 3 subs, Ufta? Because the deck techs are 3. I think I only saw 2, so I didn't realize it was for a deck tech. Miss Marvel, baby. Good name. We can keep this on the strength of Fable, I think, in this matchup. I remember I spent a lot of time brewing with Aetherworks Marvel and not having any success with it towards the beginning of Pioneer. Although it's a Fairy Time Raveler, sure was legal back then. I do not think Invasion of Alara is a playable card outside of a way, unless like you are never flipping Invasion. You're not flipping Invasion in this deck. Or at least when you're flipping Invasion, you've already won the game. Like, I like Invasion when you can, like, flip it with Hexmage, flicker it with Feldar Guardian. I do not think Invasion is a very playable card in a deck like this. Especially not when it also makes your mana, like, worse. Not significantly worse, but worse. I do not like it. Maybe getting Mystical Disputed somehow. I don't know why that's, like, the card I think they have here. Yeah, it's so funny they have it in against the mono red deck. Okay, then also tick for Ufta. Yeah, so I feel like you need to get the Invasions of Alara out of there. You get to go up to like 4 Whirler Virtuoso, 4 Omnath. Mana base gets a lot better. Looks okay. Looks okay for sure. I'm just gonna, I think, attack them for 2. With me having the fireballs, the chip damage is nice, and I don't think there's a huge difference between 4 and 5, like Typhoon plus Stomp, maybe? Binding. Cinderclasm is for Convoke him on white? Yep. Bring in like 1 or 2 on the draw against mono green. I actually don't think you want them on the play, weirdly enough. But on the draw, it's like you can get 2 elves with it. On the play, it's kind of harder to get 2 elves. Is like, am I holding this to kill elves? Am I playing it now? I think you basically always have to play it immediately. Okay, passing back. Really needed that Fable to resolve. Did not think it was likely to get countered. Okay, so you're playing Rona Retraction Helix in Mono Blue Affinity. G fucking G, dude. Discard 6. Discard your whole hand. G fucking G. Alright, game 3 on the play. I'm surprised you're not playing Unctus. Unctus plays really well with Rona. It helps you dig a lot for the combo. This is kind of a fun idea. I feel like I would very likely be -3 Frogmite, -2 Urza, +4 Unctus, +1 Retraction Helix. And then potentially have Urzas in the sideboard so you can side out Retraction Helixes for Urzas against matchups where you don't want the combo. Looks very fun though. I would also probably not main deck Hope of Giapur, nor this Ginger Brute. I guess you're still a Cranial play. Maybe keep the Ginger Brute in. But maybe you play like one more Metallic Rebuke instead. Unctus was kind of rough. I think Unctus, at least I would start it. If you already started and don't like it, that's fine. But I've liked Unctus, and like when I've played it in Affinity Shells, and it also like plays very well with the Rona here. So I'd be surprised if it was bad, but could be wrong. It could be bad. Let me just start second Bitter Reunion. Can't dispute my Fable this game, opponent. Frostbite. Frostbite, I think seems fine. Obviously, we could be playing it here. It's like I started with 4 Fire Impulse for maybe Frostbite's better than Fire Impulse, but I only have like 2 copies of it. You know, either way, it's interesting. I could be better. Is there a best deck in Pioneer? Maybe. Let's resolve this now. We saw they boarded in Counter Magic. I don't know. Could be. I think that you can make a good case for Boros. Boros, Rakdos, Mono Green feel like tier 1 at the moment. Maybe Boros isn't quite tier 1, but it's definitely like, you know, the 3rd. And then there's like a bunch of decks that like people like in between there. And there's a lot of brews. I don't know. It's a weird format. Wolf for the 18 months, thank you. Best deck is your pet deck, yeah, as always. Oh, they're also playing Enigmatic Incarnation. Okay. And they're sacking their fires to get a 5. That 5 is a card I've never read. Coat C, the Silent Spider. ETB, exile target card other than a basic land, search the pair's graveyard, library, and hand for any number of cards with the same name, and shuffle. For as long as you control Code C, you may play one of those cards. Okay, so they've stolen my Light Up the Night, so we no longer have Light Up the Night to combo with Chandra Hope's Beacon. So I think with me not having Light Up the Night anymore, it's probably good to just go 4 damage here, 4 damage here. And then I could sack this treasure token to deal 3 damage to my opponent, which is probably fine. Since I've got like this Chandra, I got this Chandra, I got that Chandra, I got a lot of like, you know, chip damage and stuff. Although saving this for creativity for the Wurm is maybe better. Especially with me maybe having this +1. Is Siege Run too weak for Pioneer? It ain't too strong for Pioneer, I'll tell you that. Definitely, yeah, it's not really a card I'm like super excited to register. Alright, I think those are my thoughts here. Cool list. I will also say, like, the Rona Retraction Helix combo is, like, a very fragile and disruptible combo, and Affinity's big weakness is that it's already fragile and disruptible. And so I don't know that it really solves a lot of problems, but it's interesting. Frostbite hitting Walkers is probably good enough to play over Impulse. Yeah, I'm kind of on board. So they may sack their Leyline Binding to get an Atraxa. Yeah, so they're gonna just target a token so they can do that. Pretty powerful. Oh, they get Agent of Treachery instead. Weird. I mean, maybe they have an instant speed removal spell. Doesn't seem exceedingly likely. Wow, touch the Spirit Realm flicker their Agent of Treachery. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, they should have exiled the Big Chandra so it would come back with more loyalty, right? That was definitely the better play. Oh, they copied my... They stole my Fable, and now they're... Fuck. Well played, opponent. Are we dead? Yeah, I think so. I just don't have any... I don't have any Light at the Nights left. I mean, yeah, it ain't looking too good. Yeah, cool line for sure. Alright, we'll take the packet in. Well played, well played. Alright, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Standard, Fable, Invoke, Bankbuster. Cool. My reaction is, I don't really have a reaction because I don't really play any Standard. Another Gigantha deck. Gigantha, Rogran Triumph. This kind of looks like a Jeskai Ascendancy. Alright, hoping to find a 4th land. Bring to Light? Maybe. Kind of feel like all these Rogran Triumphs make me think more Jeskai Ascendancy, but could be. Don't know if it's correct to main phase Unexpected Windfall. I don't think I'm going to. Alright, and Elementals deck. Fault Fracture, 33 months, thank you. Okay, so let's go Creativity X equals, or sorry, Windfall. Let's just discard a Windfall. And then I really think that Creativity just on the Dwarf token is safe. So I get to keep my treasures around. Grab a Chandra, Light at the Night, Mountain, Big Score, or another Impulse. I mean, I have a Big Score. I guess we'll take another Impulse. Clean up these Fable tokens. And then I think we discard a Light at the Night so we can try to combo kill next turn if we hit with an Atraxa. We can also discard a Atraxa, but Atraxa is weirdly very hard castable. Yeah, I think I want to be able to try to combo kill next turn. Fall Fracture 33, thank you. Alright, that's fine. I think we still have lethal, right? Turns off my Dwarven Mine. Combo as in deal 12. Nope. As in deal 14. Boom, baby! 21 damage, all in one turn. Okay, so there. Elementals will bring in the roasts. I think I want Atraxa over. I mean, I don't know what an Elementals deck really looks like, to be honest. Could be correct to bring in the Wurm package, but probably not. Yeah, let's not get too weird with it. Just bring a couple roasts. Trim. One Reunion, one Chandra. Yeah, it's really nice that like one Atraxa hit plus Chandra flashback Light of the Night is 21 damage. Works out really nicely. Alright, let's keep this. Alpine Moon is for Lotus Field combo, which is a really tough matchup if you don't play the Alpine Moons. It's also like not that common of a deck, I think, at the moment, so you can make a good case for not wanting to play them. It's kind of tough. Alright, so nice that we are guaranteed to have Dwarven Mine on turn 4. Now I'm wishing I played this turn 1, though. That's okay, though. Let's see what we draw. Can't play the Fable turn 3. Doesn't feel great. And they're tapping out. I mean, I'm going to put the Atraxa into play, but we're going to have to discard a few cards. Still worth doing. Okay, so I'm gonna take Dwarven Mine, Bitter Reunion, Big Score. Do I even take the other Chandra though? Because I feel like I'm just discarding it if I do. So if I take these 3, I'm discarding 1 Light of the Night. I'm discarding big scores. I guess I'll leave a big score in the deck then. Kind of weird. Yeah, just discard the Light of the Night. A little bit of value. Okay, there's an Elish Norn. Turns off my Fable. Or sorry, my Dwarven Mine. I can just set up for the kill next turn by resolving Unexpected Windfall here. Which I think I'm just going to cast now, since... Like, they could have brought in, like, Spell Pierce, or... You know, I mean, they don't have any blue mana, but I'm just going to, you know, commit. Dwarven Mine mess with the snowlands. I mean, but that's it, though. Like, we have enough snowlands to want to play. We have enough basic lands that I think Frostbite is better than Fire Impulse. Yeah, this interaction of Chandra plus Light of the Night is very strong, in my opinion. It deals a ton of damage immediately. Light of the Night is, like, good and playable anyways. Kills 1 drops. Bam. Okay. Got the 4-1. So let's do one more. I don't know if the only change I want to make is our snow cover mountains for mountains.